At Direct Service Garage Doors, we are your one-stop shop for all things garage door. From garage door repair and broken spring replacement to new garage doors and openers, we do it all. We're proud to be among the highest-rated local garage door companies in all of Central Arkansas. Our highly trained technicians are available 24 hours a day at no extra cost to you. So if you have an emergency, call us today, 501-244-3667, or visit our website at directserviceoverhead.com. Don't wait days. We'll fix it now.
All right. Let's just do this. No countdown on this one. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. Goes a long ways, really does. I know stuff like this after these kind of post games. They kind of are what they are, especially after something like what we just witnessed tonight, which was I don't even know what the hell we watched, to be perfectly honest. Shout out to Patreon supporters. I appreciate you guys. Of course, our sponsors, Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company. They offer same-day services, quality parts, affordable outcomes. Give them a call today at 501-244-3667. Again, that's Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company. Apex Tattoo Studio, they're offering $1,000 tap-out sessions. Get 10% off on your, if you mention Tuss Talk with Ty. They're located in Rogers, Arkansas, 201 South 19th Street. Walk-ins are welcome. And, of course, to the Odd Soul, located on Emma Street here in Springdale, Arkansas. Odd Soul Craft Bar and Pizzaria. They've got everything on tap, local IPAs, fantastic pies. They kind of have it all. A wonderful staff. Shout out to the fine folks over at the Odd Soul. I'm going to be real. I don't want to do this. I don't even want to do a post game. I'm so disappointed in what I saw tonight. First off, I realized it really felt like from the get-go, Arkansas, it never felt like – it just never felt like they had a chance. And that's not an officiating thing. That's just Arkansas just looking like shit. Man. Disappointing. I mean, that doesn't even really cut it. I mean, between the text messages, Discord – my DMs, dealing with people getting timed out in our Discord, trying to deal with the emotions of this basketball game. The energy is completely sucked out of me tonight, so I do apologize. Not real thrilled with what I saw on the floor. Not real thrilled with some of the reactions. By the way, people, we have rules in Discord for a reason. If you have a problem with that, get the hell out of Discord. I don't know what to tell you. We have rules. We have to maintain them. Discord, I mean, you can't even have a Discord server without having a rules page. I mean, that's how they are for their rules. So we've got to maintain our server rules. So if you have issues with that, then you can just get the hell out of the Discord. Kind of tired of explaining that, to be perfectly honest. I get it, though, too. I mean, everyone's frustrated about what we saw tonight. I don't even, like, going over the stats, just whatever. Who cares? What we saw was Arkansas getting dominated in the paint. Tennessee scoring, I mean, it wasn't even hard. There was no difficulty. There was no challenge. What were the Mitchell twins doing tonight? Jordan Walsh, for a little bit, you thought, oh, well, okay, at least Jordan's going to play down low. He's going to make some plays. Did you see him get called for a foul simply for reaching it to the ball? Not reaching in, not reaching under, not reaching around, going for the ball. He got whistled. But, again, I'm not putting this on the officials. There were some just stupid-ass calls, but, I mean, that's all across basketball, some more than others, like the SEC. You just kind of have to you just have to learn to live with it. It is what it is. As frustrating, let's see, Anthony White says, as frustrating as it is, though, I said they need to win half of their next games to be in. I could totally see this team make a run No, they're in, Anthony. Again, we've kind of gone over this about 500 times in Discord. Guys, the net ranking and the selection committee considering Nick Smith coming back, they're in. They're in the tournament. Right now, the argument is where are they at in seeding? They're in the tournament. Hell, they could lose their first game in the SEC tournament. They're still in. Now, they're going to drop. They're going to drop a lot if that happens. I don't know where, but they're going to drop. But they're in the NCAA tournament. Unless, for the first time since the net rankings have become the thing, right? Unless the selection committee just completely ignores the net rankings, then you could make the case, well, okay, they looked at Arkansas's piss-poor road record this year and how terrible they were on the road this year. And then you could understand, but I don't know that that's happening. Everyone I talk to says the net rankings are going to play a huge role, and the selection committee, considering that Nick Smith is healthy. He's back. This is a different team, but this was the first time since Nick Smith's been back where I just don't know what the hell I watched. It was gross. This was gross basketball. It was not good. The performance, the execution. I don't like. I mean, yeah, I think Musselman got out coached tonight. Sure, but I mean, I've seen him get out coached and still find ways to win ugly games. And this was a no-brainer. It felt like from the start. Yes, Mitchell twins were lost in space, says KJ. Walsh is a foul machine. Yeah. At Tennessee, you got to definitely play your best game because you got to play them and the refs. Just ask my Bama boys. Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, it certainly seemed like that you just couldn't play defense. And it looked like too they were kind of letting it go both ways. Like Arkansas definitely got away with a travel, a couple of easy fouls early, and they didn't get called. And I was thinking, all right, well, and then we got about 5 minutes into the first half, and then the fouls started racking up. I think Arkansas went into halftime with, what was it, one or two starters with two fouls. Ty Muss was clearly out-coached. Why would you go small on a physical? I think he meant to say physical. On a fiscal team. What happened to starting both the twins? They did. They wanted to play a lot of guards on the floor, but I mean that's kind of how he rolls. I mean he'll go guard heavy. We know they've got depth at guard. Ty, you got a couple thousand people ready to jump off the ledge, talk them down. I just don't know what to say to anybody right now. I mean, this is such a confusing basketball team. At their best, they can go toe-to-toe with anybody, anywhere, I'm not going to say any time. When they're at their best, they can go toe-to-toe with the best that college basketball has to offer. And then you get this performance tonight. Now, listen, Tennessee's a hell of a defense. This is an elite defense, maybe the best defense Arkansas's played since Muss has been here. They are a really good defense. I really thought, even with James coming back, of course we know Ziegler would, hope it doesn't look good for him, and you hate it. You hate it for him. Unfortunately, it looks like Ziegler's going to miss some time, so you kind of wonder what happens to Tennessee from here on out. But now they're starting to play good basketball. I mean, they've kind of made the turnaround. You saw what happened against South Carolina, and you thought, well, that's South Carolina. Well, then they turned around and did it again at home. Not quite to that extent, but I mean, it was 75-57 was the finish. No clue what happened from here, but go Hogs. The Sports Live Reactions family wish you the best, Brody. Hey, I appreciate that, man. 1521 corner. Thank you. You and Pigpen both. I appreciate you guys. Everyone over here from the from that community, from the SLR community. We love you guys, man. I mean, you guys are streaming. You guys are facilitating hog fans, and not just hog fans, but a lot of SEC teams. So shout out to you guys. UT SEC champs, Elite Eight, says Jay Carpenter. I don't know if you're being, I don't know what that means. Are you Carpenter? Are you saying they are an Elite Eight caliber team? Listen, the way they played tonight, they did look like a Final Four team, and you have to tip your cap. Tennessee was just so much better tonight. Arkansas, it's like Arkansas walked into a damn wall. I mean, it was just so piss poor tonight. It was just like a perfect storm. Arkansas played probably some of their worst basketball, and a lot of that had to do with Tennessee's play. A lot of it. Officiating, you throw that in there. Of course, everyone has to deal with that in this conference, especially road teams. But it was just a perfect storm. Tennessee was just far better tonight than Arkansas. I'd like to see Arkansas play their best. Maybe they'll get another shot in the SEC tournament, but I just don't know, man. I know they're 3-1 on neutral on a neutral floor. Neutral. I mean, let's be real. The Tulsa. It was majority Razorback fans, I'm told. It was like 60-40, 70-30 Hog fans, and then you played in Little Rock. But, I mean, they weren't bad away from Bud Walton in terms of neutral floor, so I don't know. I don't know. I've said this team looks like they can go on a run, and then tonight happens. And then tonight happens where it is just some of the worst basketball. I don't think it's the worst under Muss. I'm not going to say that. I mean, again, Tennessee was a huge factor tonight. That defense looked every bit, as good at the height of their season. I mean, we got to remember Tennessee has played a very difficult schedule. They've proven it time and time again that they're a legit team. We'll see if Barnes can take them far. I don't know. I've talked to a lot of people who are like, nah, man, Barnes ain't got it. Postseason, they'll fall apart like always, I don't know. I certainly was impressed with them tonight, but just as much, I was as equally unimpressed with Arkansas tonight. I just thought I don't know. I didn't expect that. I'll be honest. I didn't see Tennessee blowing them out, even with James coming back. And again, they lost Ziegler, who is the heart and soul of that team, according to Tennessee Twitter. And what I've watched of them play this year, this guy can get them going. He can be the bench leader. He can be the guy on the floor to get you going. He's quick up and down the floor. He can be a problem for certain matchups on both ends of the floor. And they didn't have him tonight, and you wouldn't have known that. And that's also what is just so depressing. Ziegler was a huge potential huge loss for them, and Arkansas couldn't take advantage. James has only been back now. I think this is his second game back. Now, he didn't have a huge impact tonight, but still, I mean, I think he ended up with close to double-digit points coming off the bench. It's just really, man, I don't know. It just sucks. I didn't see this coming, and I know, again, Tennessee's hard to beat at home. They beat the living shit out of South Carolina. I get it. Right? I understand that. But South Carolina is trash. They're not good. That's not a good basketball team. That's not a game you look at and you go, oh, they're back. They're back. Had they done that against Bama, beat the living shit out of them like they did South Carolina, that would be a different story. Now, Tennessee, by the way, this is the same team that lost to Florida on the road, lost to Vanderbilt on the road, lost to Mizzou at home, and then turned around and beat Bama at home 68-59. And then they lost. They got swept by Kentucky this year. They lost at A&M 68-63, squashed South Carolina, and then they squashed Arkansas. I think Tennessee fans kind of understand the feeling that we're in right now. Like, they've also been kind of a head-scratching. All of conference play has just been a head-scratcher this year. And we're going to find out in the NCAA tournament. Of course, matchups matter. We're going to find out in the NCAA tournament just how good the SEC really is. I don't know whether to buy into it or not. I said before I thought the SEC was garbage 2-3 weeks ago. I don't know where I'm at with the SEC. I have no idea. Of course, we're going to have to wait until the brackets, when the tournaments are over, when the conference tournaments are over. We get a look at the brackets. We'll have to see and look at all these individual matchups. I don't know. But I'll tell you this much. If Kentucky continues to play the way they have, by the way, that's your opponent on Saturday, a much improved Kentucky basketball team. Let's see. And then, hang on. I'm looking at all right. Is this thing still on? I just got like a weird sound on my end. Okay, I think it's still good. I don't know what that was. That was weird. Okay, I don't know if you guys heard that or not. It had a weird glitch and everything kind of, what was I saying? Well, anyways, the SEC, it's been a strange year in conference. So I don't know what to make of this conference. I don't know what to make of this team. That was flat out embarrassing. It was. And listen, I get being critical, and I get that in our Discord. You're allowed to be critical. You're allowed to say, hey, man, I'm not liking what I'm seeing. That's fine. Some people just go so far off the deep end. And that's not what everyone's there for. So, of course, we got to time people out. But I get some of it. I really do. I get it. I don't know. I'll tell you what killed you. Your opportunities at the free throw line, you were 13 of 22. Now, tonight, that probably wouldn't have made much of a difference if you shot even at 75, 80%. It might have a little bit. Maybe it could have put you in a position in the final 3 minutes to go on some sort of run. But that wasn't happening tonight. 18 of 49 overall, 37%. They were 8 of 22. Now, I mean, if you were to tell me that stat, if you were to say before anything, Arkansas went 8 of 22 outside, I would have said, okay, so this had to be at least a close game. If Arkansas is opening up the deep ball, if they're opening up, that means they're going to open up the rest of the floor. The matchups are going to get a little bit more interesting, right? It's going to pull Tennessee out into the perimeter, and my guess is Nick Smith and Devo are probably tearing it up outside. And that's going to force a lot of changes on on-ball defense. And that's going to open things up. Maybe the Mitchell twins get going. Maybe Walsh gets going underneath. That's kind of what I would be thinking, right? 8 of 22 against this defense outside in the perimeter. But then you look at, again, 36% shooting, 59% free throw line. The production from your bench was pure garbage tonight. The bench production was horrible. I mean, Kamani came on and played a few minutes and got into foul trouble because I kind of think he just went out there to play bully ball. I really think he just went out there because Muss was pissed and said, you know what, go out and do your thing, and picked up a quick couple of fouls. Of course, McCall would foul out. Walsh got into foul trouble with 4 fouls. 21 fouls on Arkansas, 16 to Tennessee. Should there have been more? Of course. But you could probably say the same thing for the Hogs in the first half. I thought they got away with a little bit. Nick Smith was with 29 minutes tonight. He was 3 of 13 overall, 1 of 6 outside. Again, your leading guy out in the perimeter. Ricky Council with 50%. How about that? Council 50%. Not bad from him. And Devo 3 of 7. Devo's contested shot in the corner pocket. When was that? Was that early in the second half or late in the first half? I don't remember, but it was a last second shot. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. That's the guy I want. I'm sorry, I'll just say it. Devo's the guy I want taking that last second shot. He's done that before this year. Contested. Guy in his face. Probably a foul. I didn't see it. Maybe not. Looked like there might have been some contact, but he made it. Last second, shot clock coming down. I think there was 2 seconds on the shot clock. Corner pocket, 3 ball. Beautiful. Made it. And you kind of thought, okay, Arkansas is going to go on a run. He had a quick 5 points, right? He had a steal, I think it was after that possession, I believe, or maybe another one of his threes. Turn around, got the steal, and got an easy twofer. Listen, 3 of your starting 5 got into double digits. You had 4 players tonight in double digits. Ricky Council would actually be your lowest scoring of the bunch who got into double digits. He had 11 with 19 minutes of play. Again, he was 2 of 4 outside, 3 of 6 at the free throw line, but it was Devo Davis tied for the lead in scoring with 13 points. He had 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, 1 block, turned the ball over just 2 times. Here's where it gets ugly. Although Arkansas's turned the ball over more, you cannot afford to do it against a team like Tennessee. They had 16 turnovers. Anthony Black had 6 turnovers tonight. 6 turnovers. He looked completely lost half the time he was on the floor. I know he had 13 points. He's a leading scorer. I realize he had 5 rebounds. He had an assist and 2 steals. But 6 turnovers from the guy that's supposed to be your point guard on the floor between him and Nick Smith, who's more of a combo. God, could you imagine this team if Anthony Black could catch fire outside as a shooter? I like that Dykes pointed that out. He needs to get hot outside. I would love to see him develop that part of his game, but it's too late. He won't do that as a Razorback, I don't think, unless he catches fire in the NCAA tournament. But 6 turnovers is just atrocious. 3 by Ricky Council. Council looked pretty sloppy tonight, but I'm going to praise the 50% outside shooting. I dig the 2 of 4. I dig that. That's about where I would like to see him every game. Nick Smith, again, 1 of 6, 3 of 13 overall. He was 5 of 6 at the free throw line. Mekhi Mitchell, 2 for 2. Jordan Walsh was 1 for 2 there, and Ford was 2 for 2. I'm not going to lie, I didn't catch the final 2 minutes. I didn't get a chance to watch it. I turned it off and was over here. We played horrible. Nothing else to say. I mean, I've got a job to do, but I'm always going to flap my gums. But, I mean, really, you can sum it up that way. I think we can honestly say that the 3 5-star freshmen have not lived up to the hype. Well, I mean, I guess you could say that, Kopecky. I don't know. I mean, did I expect a little more out of Walsh this year? Sure. But I think Anthony Black at times has been really good, and at times he's not. I mean, Ty, teams that figured out how to beat us, force us to shoot outside. Yeah, force them to settle for jump shots. I mean, if they can't knock down those mid-range shots, they're screwed. They're screwed. Now, they knocked down the 3-ball tonight, which is kind of crazy. I mean, they were 8 of 22. That is above their average. When they take 22 attempts outside, they're usually not knocking down 8. It's like 4. It's like half that or less, and they knocked down 8. I don't know that Arkansas hit very many mid-range shots tonight. I don't think they hit a single one. Well, I say that. I mean, maybe there were a couple, but I was having difficulty tonight looking at Discord, trying to keep up with that. We had just a shit show in Discord and trying to watch the game at the same time. I think I'm gonna have to just start closing Discord out. I don't know, but it took up so much of my time tonight. Tennessee was just fantastic again. I mean, you know, and they only had 2 of their starters in double digits. You know, I mean, Nakuma, is that how you pronounce his last name? I didn't catch it. It was 16 points for him, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block tonight for him. James off the bench had 11 points. I mean, this is the guy that just came back for them. And, of course, we know that Ziegler exited the game a little early. He only played 3 minutes, but he was 1 for 1 with 2 points tonight. They had 35 total rebounds to your 32. Arkansas with 8 assists. Tennessee with 18 assists and 10 turnovers. They're obviously plus 8 in that category. Arkansas went the opposite direction. 16 turnovers with 8 assists. We saw some bad contested shots. Shot selection tonight was just not good. Just not good. What did Evan Goley say that was facts, Charles? Let's scroll up. Can we recruit more basketball skill guys instead of just top athletes? What good are long arms and high jumping when you can't shoot or pass or hit a free throw? More skill and basketball IQ, please. I mean, yeah, the transfers. It's kind of easy to pile on the transfers. I mean, both the Mitchell twins tonight did not play their best. Yeah, I mean, I get the frustration. Council didn't play at his best, but, I mean, let's admit it. There have been games where Arkansas's really needed to rally around those guys, or at least Ricky Council. If Devo went quiet, you know, when Devo got going in conference play and was the best two-way player on the floor, if he struggled, you needed Ricky. Now, Ricky's been inconsistent. I agree with that 110%. He has been wildly inconsistent. He's been as inconsistent as Razorback basketball is as a team. He's just been wildly inconsistent this year. But at his best, I mean, he could play some pretty solid ball. But tonight you needed him, and, you know, he struggled. And he got 19 minutes tonight. Got into a little bit of foul trouble. He had 2 fouls, I think, in the first, 7 minutes. We saw Pinion come out tonight. Did he hit a 3-ball? So he did hit. I must have missed it. He did hit a 3-ball. He has a 3-pointer. Good for him. Again, 75-57. Can't wait to watch Muss's presser. Yeah. I'm gonna watch it. I may wait till tomorrow. I'm drained. I have no energy. I don't know if I can. I mean, I get it. He's frustrated, and on a whole, this year has just been bizarre. Yeah, the SEC's been strange, but Arkansas, it's just been such a strange year. Horrible. The one thing they've been consistent at is being bad on the road. They don't know how to close games out. Tonight, they didn't get an opportunity to close the game out because they got their asses kicked. I mean, from the get-go, they got their asses kicked. They just ran into a wall tonight. Just really, really disappointing. Vescovi, that's right. He had 14 points tonight. He had 5 assists. Between him and Meshack, they had 10 assists tonight, just between the two of them. He ended up with 6 rebounds. I mean, Vescovi played like a 5-star tonight. They were 68% from the free throw line, so it's not like they, it's not where they were getting their points. For anyone who didn't watch the game, they were 4 of 16 outside, putting them at 25%. They did shoot 50%. It was just too easy because they were all easy around the rim shots. I just it was just too easy. Like, I don't know. I'll just have to go see what Muss has to say. This team acts like they just met each other last week. That's a good point. I mean, yeah, for real. I mean, that's about right. We can't shoot, and we can't dominate the paint despite bringing in 100 big men. How does that happen? They need to pick a struggle. I saw where Rashad Marshall decommitted from Ole Miss. I did see that. Would be a big pickup for Muss, as well as the 5-star Trenton Flowers. Yeah, basketball recruiting is still in good shape, but Walsh with 1 point. Woof. Yeah. There were 19 points off turnovers for Tennessee, 11 for Arkansas. Again, 32-35 was the rebound margin. Defensive rebounds, 23-25. Offensive rebound, and again, that's Tennessee beat you there. And Tennessee beat you in offensive rebounds with 10 to your 9. Tennessee had 13 second chance points. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised it's not higher. I would have guessed. If you would have had me guess, I would have said about 20. It felt like 20. Arkansas with just 4 second chance points tonight. You want to look at what the hell's going on? There's a good area to look at. 13 second chance points to your 4. 42 points for Tennessee in the paint to Arkansas's 18. Arkansas with just 16 bench points. Tennessee with 29. 16's not a horrible number, I guess, but man, when you stack it up to what Tennessee did, it's certainly pretty bad. 4 blocks for Arkansas to just their 2. 11 steals for Tennessee. Arkansas had 7. 18. They were plus 10 in that category. 18 assists to your 8. This game was never tied. And, I say never tied. It was never from a scoring standpoint tied. Vols led the entire game. I mean, it was just there's just not a lot. There's no positives from this game. J-Dog says, I can see Black and Nick Smith gone, but I see Walsh coming back. Yeah. And Walsh could be one of those guys who makes a big leap from year 1 to year 2. I really think he has I think he has it in him to do that, but man, I was kind of hoping someone would step up. Why not Walsh? And he didn't do it tonight. I have to wonder if Muss will ever recruit another quote-unquote big that is zero threat from the outside, says Sanders Price. No rebounding, no turnovers caused. Half the team Muss has right now will be in the portal. Sorry, but likely. Well, I'm not doubting the man's ability to recruit, Michael. I mean, he can bring people in. I mean, this year you can just argue that maybe these guys just never really clicked. Nick Smith certainly looked like they turned Arkansas around offensively. We'll see what they do against Kentucky at home. I mean, again, they're in the tournament. They're in. Maybe they just hit a wall tonight. I don't know. Maybe there's a disagreement in the locker room before the game. I don't know. Again, I just didn't expect tonight. Ty, when we had our winning streak going, both Twins started, I think that gives us more mature lineup. I kind of wonder what the lineup looks like against Kentucky. I mean, with Sheboy, who's playing a little bit better ball, I'm curious what that lineup looks like. Looking around the SEC really quick. A&M over Ole Miss, no surprise there, 69-58. 61. They're 22-8 on the year, 14-3 in conference play. Florida over Georgia, 77-67. And Mississippi State barely gets by South Carolina, 74-68. Now tomorrow you've got Alabama-Auburn, which could be intriguing, but Alabama's should beat the shit out of them. Kentucky's got Vanderbilt. Now we know Vanderbilt you cannot sleep on, right? Offensively, that's a team that can score quick. They score in they don't go on very many scoring droughts. I'll just say that. Vanderbilt could be an interesting matchup for Kentucky, but I see Kentucky winning this one pretty easily. Vanderbilt 16-13 overall, 9-7. They're actually above 500 in conference play. Kentucky 20-9 with 11-5 conference record. I mean, yeah. Saturday, Arkansas hosting Kentucky, but it's not even the game of the week. You got Tennessee at Auburn, which is Auburn's kind of trending down. I would say Tennessee by double digits. Alabama at Texas A&M. That's at 11 o'clock. That should be a PM game. That feels like it ought to be like a 7 or a 6 p.m. Saturday night game. That would be fun to watch at night. Hell, 11 o'clock. I'm going to try and turn that one on. That's a fascinating matchup. 25-4 Alabama, who's 15-1 in conference play, taking on A&M on the road, 14-3. A&M, you know how good they are at home. We don't have to go over that. They are very difficult to beat at home, and we'll see how that game goes down. That's a big one. Who's ready for football? My guy, Hero. You got baseball. What are you doing? Football. Come on, we got baseball, my guy. Beating Kentucky. Bah ha 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 ha. What a joke. God, Fish. Jeez, dude. Don't be a victim in the moment. They have it in them to beat Kentucky. I mean, Kentucky's playing really good ball. I mean, you guys can hurl whatever you want at me. They can. Again, when Arkansas plays at their best, they go toe-to-toe with anybody, and they could beat Kentucky. They already did it at Rupp, by the way, before Nick Smith. So, yeah, they can beat Kentucky. Is that my official pick? No, it's not. I'll make that official pick on Friday. But Fishman tripping again. Some people just are victims of the moment. I mean, it's okay to be frustrated. It's okay to be critical of this game and what we witnessed tonight, but you got to look at the big picture. Now, I will agree that Arkansas on the road was just shit this year. Let's just be real. They were awful. I mean, this year they were not good. They couldn't close out close games. And then tonight happened. It just blowout that I just doesn't shock me. I'm not shocked. I just didn't think this would happen. I thought Arkansas would play better than this. I thought the team had turned that corner. I thought they could win tonight, and clearly they couldn't. On to the next game. That is the one thing they've been consistent at. Poor play on the road. Absolutely, 110%. But Nick Smith back, that creates a whole new issue for teams. You really thought you were going on one here. You really thought Arkansas had it in them to at least make this a ball game. They couldn't do that tonight. Does that kind of make you second guess a little bit? I mean, again, you don't play the NCAA tournament at home. 99.9% of you know that. Anybody watching this knows that. I know I've got a mostly very intelligent crowd. Sports intelligence. Look, we don't have, outside of that, I get it. We're probably, some of us, I'll admit it, maybe a little bit more limited. Maybe the real world IQ comes down a little bit, but when it comes to sports, it's just kind of looking at the big picture. A lot of you know to pump the brakes, don't be the victim of the moment. But I do agree, tonight was bad. The road play this year was not good. Fortunately, NCAA tournament's going to take place on a neutral site. Arkansas, at least, no matter how you want to toss it up, they have a winning record on a neutral floor. Yeah, you wish you had Brazil. Yeah, you wish you had Nick Smith back sooner. But those things didn't happen. They're not going to happen when you talk about Brazil. You just have to move forward with what you have. If you ask me my faith in this team's ability to go far, I don't know, man. Check back with me after the after the SEC tournament. I'm not going to make any guess. I'm not going to make any guess as to what Arkansas does because we're going to have to look at the brackets. But, boy, this is a very hard team to get excited for. It is. It's very difficult to get excited for. And I can tell you, the analytics tell me, you guys, some of you, a lot of you are just, now you guys clearly care because you're here, but a lot of people have let go of the rope with basketball. They've either moved on to spring football, ready for that, or they moved on to baseball. I get it. But I'm not giving up. I don't think anybody should give up on Arkansas basketball. Musselman, man, there's something about that guy when it comes to the NCAA tournament. Arkansas will be ready against Kentucky. It's always a big game. I think the crowd's going to show up. It's your last game of the year. Fans know they're going to be needed. I'm sure Muss is probably going to try and rally the troops. You know, if you've got the ability to go. Be loud. Let Kentucky know what's up. I certainly think at Arkansas's best, they could run Kentucky out of the building at their best. Do you get their best on Saturday? Man, I just don't know. It's been a very confusing team to watch this year. Disappointing at times, but also we've seen them play at a really high level at least once or twice. Our fan base needs to stop being bipolar. Trevor, I love what you're saying there, but fan is short for fanatic. We are truly bad on the road, yes, but we can beat anyone. Nick hasn't been shooting wonderfully. Well, he was until tonight. I mean, okay, he was. What did he shoot last game? Like 9 of 55 shots or whatever. I hope his shots pick up before the tournament, which could happen. Yeah, you guys going on about transfers. Listen, I'm not saying I disagree. But I'm here in the now, right? I'm not worried about off season right now. I want to see what they can do. Elvin's talking about taking transfers that can do this and that. I hear you, man. But I'm here in the now, right? I want to focus on what they can do now and what they have to work with. Unfortunately, you can't go to the portal right now and bring anybody in. As you guys are well aware of, you just have to move forward with what you got, figure it out. I don't know. Again, I'm not gonna. I'm done making any guesses on what this team's capable of as far as NCAA tournament. They're going to be a matchup dependent team. This is probably going to be the most matchup dependent team Muss has ever had, at least at Arkansas. So I'm gonna cry myself to sleep tonight. Oh, man, I got a bottle of whiskey sitting in my freezer. I've got some Praline Bird Dog whiskey. It's got my name written all over it. Oh, man. We could talk about AB being a total liability on defense. Boy, he got blown by. I saw that. He got blown by tonight. I thought his defense – I thought their defensive effort tonight, it just wasn't there. Mostly intelligent crowd. Well, mostly when you have people that just live and die in the moment and they're constantly victims of the moment, and you guys, some of you know who you are. Some of them are mad at me because of what happened in Discord tonight, but some people they're just too on. They just sprout the negativity constantly and the pessimism, and it just wears people down game after game. And I know they're smarter than that. They just got to quit being victims of the moment. You just hang on. And, again, the big picture is difficult to look at when you look at their road performance. But, again, the good news is it's a neutral floor in March. Maybe Arkansas will luck out with their matchups. They'll get some favorable matchups early on. Maybe they can go on. Maybe they can reach the Sweet 16. I don't know what this team's ceiling is. It certainly feels like – it does feel like getting to the Sweet 16, you might need a prayer. It does feel that way. But we'll have to wait and see, okay? When we beat Kentucky by 20 next game, does all this go away or nah? That's a good question, Pigpen, Woo Pig Suey. That's a good question. Got to happen first, though. I don't know that I see Arkansas beating Kentucky by 20, but I think that's going to be a damn good game. I just hope Arkansas pulls it out because, boy, those ledge jumpers are going to be all over the place, man. Graham criminally underplayed. Yeah, he didn't get many minutes tonight. What did he get? I just had that up here. It wasn't very many minutes. I don't know that he even got 5 minutes. He got 3 minutes according to Razorback stat broadcast. Whopping 3 minutes. So, all right, that's going to do it. Again, Wednesday, probably not. I won't be live tomorrow, odds are. If I am, I mean, hopefully you guys have liked the stream and you've shared the content. The more you interact with the channel, the more likely you are to get notifications sent to you. Those of you in the Discord and you click out, if you click that link that's in the Discord, you're more likely. I don't know what it is, something about those links. You're more likely to get notifications. So you'll know when I go live. I'll try to keep you guys up to date. It might be if I do have an opportunity to stream, I mean, it might be a morning, afternoon, or evening stream. So again, just, make sure you follow me on Twitter. Make sure you're in our Discord, and I'll try to keep you guys up to date there. I'll at least shout you out there. That way everyone will know if I'm going live. Right now, odds are probably pretty slim, but I will be live Friday. We got some more stuff to talk about. We got this Kentucky matchup, which is going to be a big game. I think for seeding, again, you're in. Arkansas's in. They're in the NCAA tournament. This is a seeding type game. If you can go on a run here, you beat Kentucky, maybe you can go on a run in the SEC tournament. Maybe you can get bumped up a spot or two in seeding. I don't know. But this was a big one tonight in terms of opportunities for better seeding, and you shit the bed tonight big time. And Muss has got to clean up the mess, right? He's got to clean the sheets. He's got to throw in, if they're all white sheets, you got to throw in the bleach, really strong detergent, throw it in the washer, throw it in the dryer, and hopefully it all comes out nice and clean. and that bed's ready to be made, and Arkansas can, I don't know, play better. They could sleep better once I don't know. I'm trying to make some kind of an analogy there. It's not working. Definitely need to clean up the what we saw tonight. Cannot play like this again, period. At least when it matters. Cannot play like this again. Them poo-poo sheets. That's what they are. The poo-poo sheets. That's what they are tonight. In the beds. Not good. Must got to clean it up. There. We made it work, kind of. All right. I'll see you guys probably on Friday. So, Woo Pig, go Hogs. You're going to see fewer rush attempts. What are you kind of expecting out of Dan?
Yeah, so I think that was for me, like before, like we talked like offensive like scheme itself and actual like X's and O's. That was, I think, the biggest difference between Bryle's offense and Dan Eno's offense was the play calling and choosing to run the football, essentially. I think some of that is due to the fact KJ is going to give you however many extra carries, right? Like, I don't know how many carries he had, but that 60 to 100 range, he's probably going to give you those carries in the season. So that's an extra that you have. But Maryland was ranked and last year and this year, they were ranked between 7th and 10th in the Big Ten as far as like rushing yards, but not just rushing yards. The thing I looked for is like rushing attempts, right? So it wasn't like they were like trying a bunch or